In order for you to become the person that you aspire to be, I have to tell you the truth, and you're really not going to like this. Everything that you've been through, the pain, the suffering, the outcomes, people, relationships, your entire life up until this very moment, you've manifested. And here's the even bigger problem. All of us are manifesting these problems on accident. Most of us are spending our lives living on default. We're spending the majority of our days reacting to life, assuming the worst, mentally preparing ourselves for pain and suffering that we learned from the past, therefore recreating it. Today, I want to scientifically explain to you guys how you attracted every single thing into your life up until this very moment. Not only am I going to make you become the observer of your unconscious behavior, I'm going to show you how to become the conscious creator of your reality so you can actually manifest what it is you actually want. But first, I need to make it clear. The universe does not care what you want. The universe does not care if you're nice, if you're evil, if you do good things for people, or if you don't do anything at all. The universe only cares about one thing, and one thing only. And that's frequency. Frequency is the language of the universe. Everything around you, this room, this board, my body, is made up of energy. We know this through Albert Einstein's E equals mc squared. The only thing that makes us separate from one another is the fact that the particles in this board, the particles in my body, in this camera, vibrate at a different rate from one another. Everything is made of atoms, and atoms equals energy. For the purpose of this video, I want you to think of energy like a radio. Pretend these are the dials, okay? This is an old school radio with a little screen. And here you could see all of the different stations. You tune your radio to tap into which station you want to listen to. Energy is the power that makes the radio work. Energy brings power. And each one of these stations in the radio is frequency. What gives life to thoughts, outcomes, personalities, ideas, energy. Frequency is used to describe the vibrational level of your energy. What I also want you to know is that energy is also emotions. Emotions are a form of energy. If you desire to change your reality, shift from lack to abundance, from loneliness to love, your emotions are energy, and where you invest your energy, where you tune your frequency to, produces the outcome, produces which station you dial into. Your frequency becomes your point of attraction. Each one of these realities you can tap into. And you can also tap into a reality of pain. All of these are existing all at once. You could tune into each one of these realities by tuning into its station, adjusting your frequency. In order to stop being a victim of life and to start becoming a conscious creator of it, you must master yourself. You must master your energy. You must master self-discipline. Let's clean the board, shall we? Can some of you guys bully me in the comments into buying whiteboard cleaner? Because I keep forgetting. And I also realize that a lot of you guys take notes from my videos. Shout out to this beautiful girl who shared her story with me on Instagram. This right here is my dream, to make what I teach popular to the youth. If you are handwriting notes like her, starting today, I want you to write in blue ink, because blue ink can improve your memory retention and cognitive function. So why must you master self-discipline in order to shift into a new reality? If you want to jump into your new life that's already existing, tune into its frequency, you got to ditch your old frequency. It's as simple as that. What makes up your current frequency? your decisions, your habits, your beliefs, your emotions, how you speak to yourself, how you speak to others, what you consume, what you eat, what you invest your energy into, how you feel about yourself, how you treat yourself, how you feel about the world, your authenticity to yourself, your word. The universe does not care about what you do. The universe cares about how you feel. That's it. Prioritizing how you feel is the key. Responding instead of reacting, because discipline is intention. Like Neville Goddard said, discipline yourself to only imagine and entertain such feelings that contribute to your happiness, your desired reality. And it's no secret that how you think, how you act, and how you feel makes up your state of being. And to become the observer of what kind of frequencies you're emitting to the universe, you have to become aware of all three, because the three of these is what makes up the root of your frequency. Breaking down the root and becoming the observer of why you feel, think, and act in the ways you do every day will help you identify the frequency that you're emitting to the universe. And it is step one of becoming a conscious creator and manifesting with intention. Before we get to the root of your frequency, I want to mention, you master your mind and frequency by treating your brain like a supercomputer, because it's the most powerful thing to exist. Why do you think AI was created? To mimic God's creation. And that's you. And I want to share with you guys Brilliant, who's the sponsor of today's video. Brilliant is a learning app that is designed to build your critical thinking skills. They do this with interactive lessons, which are actually games in math, science, programming, data analysis, and even AI. What I love about Brilliant is that each course is developed to build your intuition. So you're not just sitting back watching lecture videos, you're actually hands-on, playing problem-solving games around real-world concepts. Hands-on learning is actually 6 times more effective than watching lectured content. Every lesson is actually crafted by award-winning winners from Google, Microsoft, and even Stanford. Better understand our world by exploring the physical principles that drive modern technology with Brilliant's science lessons. You can establish a strong foundation in algebra with lessons that highlight applicable math concepts, or even think like a programmer by breaking down complex problems into manageable code. With Brilliant, you can learn more effectively with courses that highlight the most useful concepts with every subject. Brilliant is offering you guys a 30-day free trial that you can access down in the description box with my link, or go to brilliant.org/Karina Alexandria to get this offer. They even made me this QR code that you could scan that will just get you there faster. And if you love it, great, because they're also giving you 20% off the annual premium subscription. Thank you, Brilliant, for sponsoring this video. Now I want to help you guys get into the unconscious root of your state of being, because what you guys don't realize is that root is what's constantly keeping you stuck in a loop that is creating and attracting the same reality that you don't like. If you guys are wondering, Astro is currently just living rent-free, taking a nap. In the first 7 years of your life, you're in the programming stage. This is when you are the most vulnerable to programming. This is when your subconscious mind is fully, completely open. You have no limiting beliefs. You have no beliefs in general. You're truly just a free, pure child. You are like a sponge during this age. Here's your brain, and there are 2 parts of it. There's the conscious and the deeper layer, the subconscious. Everything that you observe, experience with all of your senses during this age is what gets rooted into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is what makes your reality right now. Everything that happened to you here is the frequency that you emit, because during this time your brain is operating in the theta state. The theta state is what Neville Goddard explains to be the most important time to access your desired reality. He teaches that you can manifest your desired reality by lying in bed and visualizing when you're in that theta state. And now as adults, we're not able to easily assess the theta state, the subconscious mind, like we were during this time. Your brain was actually in a state of hypnosis, and that is why this stage of your life is the most important and the root of your frequency. During this time, this is when your frequency starts to really take form and reshape, because here's when beliefs are formed. Here's where self-concept is formed. And this is when you start to develop an understanding of what life is, what the world is. Going into adulthood, carrying that frequency and attracting more experiences that result in the same core belief that you hold, reaffirming it. Let's say a child consistently struggles in school and they keep receiving negative feedback about their academic abilities. These children may develop a belief that they're just not intelligent. And I see a lot of children today going through this. This is critical information because all of that literally gets downloaded into your subconscious mind, and it runs as a program that runs 24 hours a day now as an adult, that has over time become a part of your personality. Most of us are walking around with this unconscious baggage, causing us to behave in ways that's making up our frequency. Your body literally becomes addicted to those beliefs. That perspective that you hold of people, of the world, of relationships, of money. You will literally go through your life and look for things and scenarios to reaffirm those negative beliefs in your subconscious mind, just to prove you right. Why do we do this? Because pain feels good. It feels familiar. This is why I also say that suffering is a choice. It's a perspective. It takes a lot of inner work to truly understand that, because that's a triggering statement for a lot of people. But when you learn how to control your perspective on situations and outcomes, you truly master your life, and you free yourself from those unconscious beliefs, those unconscious things that used to hold you back and keep you in that box. Now, I do want to address this because I know I'm probably going to get comments about how is it that babies are born into outcomes and are automatically born into suffering? How is it that a baby attracted this life? Going back to the language of the universe is frequency. And the universe doesn't care if you are good, if you are bad, or your intentions. That is why bad people are rich. That is why bad things happen to good people. Not only can you create your own life, you can also co-create with others. Meaning people can co-create realities and outcomes if they intentionally or unconsciously place their energy together. Babies, of course, are born and they cannot make choices yet. They can be born into the manifestation of others, the karma of others. Parents, mothers can manifest their child's outcome. We also know that traumas, limiting beliefs can be inherited through epigenetics. Some people believe that we are souls before we enter our bodies, and that our souls choose our lives intentionally to evolve. There are plenty of children around the world who claim to remember who they were before they were born into that child body. Many children have made statements of remembering before they were born, when they were with God per se, up in the sky, and choosing who they wanted their parents to be, what life they wanted to have. Children describing in detail where they used to live, the person they used to be before they were reincarnated. It's truly fascinating. I'm getting a little off topic, but the truth is that the universe doesn't care what you believe. I say all this to say that everything that's stuck in here, your subconscious mind, is very important, and you should absolutely watch this video, because here's where you discover how the subconscious mind creates your life. I'm not going to get too into detail on the subconscious mind, but I do want to share Neville Goddard's explanation of the mind because it absolutely fascinates me. So the conscious mind generates ideas and impresses them onto the subconscious mind. It impresses these ideas through feelings. The subconscious mind receives these ideas and gives form and expression to them. It is very similar to masculine and feminine, yin and yang. The conscious impresses and the subconscious expresses all that is impressed upon. And no idea can truly be impressed upon the subconscious mind unless it is felt. A man who cannot control his feelings may easily impress the subconscious mind with undesirable states. This is why limiting beliefs, pain, and suffering gets so heavily downloaded into our mind and body. But the beautiful thing is that you can actually change those emotions, your frequency, that are stuck in the subconscious mind. How do you do that? You get into the theta state, because the theta state is access to the subconscious mind. So I'm going to draw out the blueprint for you guys, loud and clear. Action plus emotion equals desired reality. Theta state plus desired emotions equals desired reality. This equation will result in direct communication with God, with infinite intelligence, which will feel like nudges. It will feel like inspiration. It will feel like ideas. It's your intuition that is leading you towards the actions you must take to get to this desired reality. However, this equation is also responsible for the reality that you are tired of living. So let's draw a person who is currently living in lack. A person who is living in lack, whether that is lack from abundance, of love, of money, is constantly thinking thoughts of lack. There's never enough money, or I'll never be happy until I get what I want. What I want is so far away from me. They're not able to live in the present moment and see the abundance around them. This person's chakras can definitely be blocked as well. So they're sending out this aura overall of just lack. This person may have a fear of loss, fear of taking action, fear of taking risk, fear of spending money. So they're constantly holding on to things, holding on to emotions, holding on to money, holding on to what it is they know, because it's what makes them sane. They're constantly looking to reaffirm those beliefs like we talked about. This person may also have FOMO, fear of missing out. This person may be overly self-reliant, feeling like they can't trust anyone to do what needs to be done. This person can also be heavily guarded, struggle with appreciation or love. All that surrounds this person of lack is making up their entire aura and the frequency that they're sending out to the universe. That is what I need you to understand. All of this is causing them to stay stuck in the past and to keep creating it into their future. So for this person, let's paint this in real time with this equation. Let's call this person Jack, okay? This is Jack. Let's say that Jack is a single parent who is working 2 jobs, and it's Jack's daughter's birthday next week, and she's been really wanting a new bike. Jack takes the action of checking his bank account and seeing that there is not enough money. Let's say he has $90 in his bank account until the next payday. He sighs, he closes the app and thinks to himself, there's never enough. So Jack goes to the store and he decides to buy a doll, knowing that his daughter wants a bike. And that moment of him in the store really hits hard for him. He drives home from the store and he's feeling guilt. He's feeling shame, feeling these emotions and having these thoughts. This combination together confirms his reality of I can't provide and life is always a struggle. This emotional pain becomes familiar And that guilt on the way home becomes his inner dialogue. This scenario isn't just about money, it's about identity. This equation can also be experienced in reverse, where something happens in your 3D reality, causing a reaction or emotion, which is going to lead you, or Jack in this case, into an action, the checking the bank account, that is ultimately going to keep you in the loop, creating the same reality. My desire for you is to become aware of the unconscious behaviors, checking the bank account, feeling lack, sending out these frequencies, so you can become aware of how you're contributing to this reality you keep manifesting. Because ultimately, the universe is a mirror. It keeps reflecting what's in front of it. Aligning your frequency takes practice, but there are 3 tips that I can provide for you guys that have really shifted me, because I used to be Jack. 1, you must be open to it. What do I mean? Start reflecting to outcomes, to people. Start reflecting on your emotions and those automatic behaviors, those conclusions you jump to. You have to become conscious of the program as it's running in real time and separate yourself from it. How do you become the observer instead of the reactor? You regulate your nervous system. I don't care how you do this, if you cold plunge, if you journal, if you take deep breaths before you decide to say something. You cannot align your frequency if you're stuck in survival mode. Survival mode is the imbalance of masculine and feminine energy, the imbalance of your subconscious and conscious mind. Women in the United States are operating in their masculine energy, causing fatigue, causing burnout, pushing them into survival mode, even into autoimmune diseases. Their body literally goes out of whack, leading to overthinking, leading to fight or flight. Take part in actions that relaxes your nervous system, your mind. 3, protect your energy. Stop taking part in behaviors and actions. Stop having those conversations that are rooted in lack, rooted in fear, gossip. Let go of anything and everything that keep pulling you back into the frequency you no longer want to have. You have to understand that your old frequency is an identity that you've had for years, and its goal is to survive. It's like when you start working out and then you hit a plateau. Your body is holding on to everything that it has because it's tired of the change. This is my loop, my cycle of aligning your frequency. Ultimately, this prioritizes you feeling good. In order to prioritize feeling good, you have to prioritize you, because manifestation is self-discipline. Discipline is intention, and intention requires focus. Whether you believe it or not, you are literally born to live in God's abundance, live in the desired reality you want to have. But the problem is we've become so corrupt, and our frequency has just become out of whack and dependent on the 3D reality to determine its state of being. You already have all that it is you need within you, and I help you tap into it. Subscribe or don't, either way, I'm sending you love and abundance. I hope you enjoyed this video.